Have you ever wondered what happened to the Roman Empire? We often think of crumbling ruins in ancient history. But what if I told you that in many ways, the Romans were more advanced than the civilizations that followed them for the next 1,000 years? They weren't just brilliant military strategists and politicians. They were master engineers who created technologies so incredible that some of them were lost to time, only to be rediscovered centuries later. Today, we're diving deep into the world of lost Roman technology. Get ready to have your mind blown. First up, the legend itself. Roman concrete. This isn't your average sidewalk cement. We're talking about a material so durable that structures like the Pantheon, with its massive, unreinforced concrete dome, are still standing perfectly intact 2,000 years later. Modern concrete. It starts to degrade after about 50 years. So what was their secret? For a long time, we didn't know, but recent studies have revealed the magic ingredient. Volcanic ash, specifically from the area around Pozzuoli Bay near Naples. This ash, when mixed with lime and seawater, triggered a unique chemical reaction. It formed a super-stable mineral called aluminous tobermarite that actually grew within the concrete over time, strengthening it as it aged and filling in any cracks that formed. Imagine a building that heals itself. While we've figured out the what, replicating this exact self-healing recipe on an industrial scale remains a massive challenge. Next, let's talk about something that might seem simple, but was revolutionary. Sure, we know the Romans built massive stone channels to carry water, but the true genius was in the details. They understood hydraulics and gravity on an intuitive level that was unparalleled. They constructed these vast networks, some stretching over 50 miles, with a precise, almost imperceptible gradient sometimes, as little as a 1-foot drop for every 300 feet of length. This gentle slope kept the water flowing without stagnating or moving so fast it would erode the channels. They built inverted siphons, pressurized lead pipes, to carry water across deep valleys, defying gravity in a way that wouldn't be fully understood again for centuries. After Rome fell, the knowledge of maintaining these complex systems vanished. Cities across Europe went back to using contaminated rivers and wells, a major step backward for public health. Now, for a real head-scratcher, the Lycurgus cup. This is a stunning 4th century Roman glass chalice that changes color depending on how you light it. When lit from the front, it appears a milky jade green, but when lit from behind, it glows a vibrant, translucent ruby red. It's like magic. For centuries, no one could figure out how they did it. It wasn't until the 1990s, with the advent of powerful electron microscopes, that scientists discovered the secret. The Roman artisans had somehow ground down gold and silver into particles just 50 nanometers in diameter, that is, smaller than a single grain of salt, and infused them into the glass. This is literally nanotechnology, a field we consider to be cutting edge today. The Romans were practicing it 1,600 years ago. How they managed to create and control particles on this microscopic scale without modern equipment is a complete mystery that continues to baffle scientists. Let's move from the tiny to the massive. Roman road construction. You've probably heard the phrase, "all roads lead to Rome." And there's a reason for that. The Romans built over 50,000 miles of high-quality, paved roads that connected their entire empire. These weren't just dirt tracks. Roman roads were multi-layered engineering marvels. They started by digging a trench several feet deep. Then they'd add a layer of large stones for a stable foundation, followed by layers of smaller stones, gravel, and sand, all compacted tightly. The final top layer was made of smooth, fitted paving stones, cambered in the middle so that rainwater would drain off into ditches on the side. These roads were built so well that many of them are still visible today. And some modern roads in Europe are even built directly on top of the original Roman foundations. After the empire's collapse, this systematic approach to road building was completely lost. For the next millennium, travel became slow, dangerous, and bogged down in mud. And what about Roman medicine? While some of their ideas were definitely questionable, their surgical skills were surprisingly advanced. Archaeologists have unearthed sophisticated surgical toolkits containing scalpels, forceps, catheters, and even bone saws that look remarkably similar to what a surgeon might use today. They understood the importance of sanitation, boiling their tools in hot water before use a basic form of sterilization that was forgotten for over 1,000 years, until Louis Pasteur and Joseph Lister rediscovered the principles of germ theory in the 19th century. Roman military field surgeons were particularly skilled, performing amputations, removing arrowheads, and even conducting rudimentary cataract surgery. Their knowledge of anatomy, while limited by a cultural reluctance to dissect human bodies, was far ahead of its time, and their focus on battlefield hygiene dramatically increased the survival rates of wounded soldiers. Finally, we have to talk about a device that seems like it belongs in a science fiction movie. The Antikythera mechanism, discovered in a shipwreck off the coast of a Greek island, this intricate device from the 2nd century BC is often called the world's first analog computer. It is a complex system of over 30 interlocking bronze gears that was used to predict astronomical positions, eclipses, and even the Fourier cycle of the Olympic Games. You could turn a crank, and the dials on the front and back would show the position of the Sun, Moon, and the 5 known planets. The sheer mechanical complexity of this device is staggering. The gears were cut with a precision that would not be seen again until the rise of European clockmakers in the 14th century. The Antikythera mechanism proves that the ancient Romans and Greeks had a far deeper understanding of astronomy and mechanics than we ever gave them credit for. It is a humbling reminder that what we think of as modern innovation may have ancient roots we are only just beginning to rediscover, from self-healing concrete to ancient nanotechnology. The Romans left behind a legacy of innovation that continues to fascinate and inspire us. Their story is a powerful lesson that progress isn't always a straight line. Sometimes incredible knowledge can be lost, waiting centuries in the ruins of the past to be found again. What other secrets do you think are still buried, waiting to be unearthed? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this journey back in time, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more explorations into the mysteries of history. See you next time.